All right, got the recording on and you've got the share screen.
Yep, I can see it. Yeah, perfect.
All right, perfect. Just on the first slide, I think I would change this to required documentation. That's really what they're talking about, what documentation is required for volunteers either joining the
I would just
organization
put
or being
requirements,
promoted.
requirements for requirements for John Ambulance, or I put St. John Ambulance dot requirements.
Yeah.
You know?
So documentation is the key thing anyway, is
Yeah.
what they're looking at.
Okay.
And the next slide.
So really, they look like the green template. You see, they did a pretty good job. This little bottom stuffing.
Yeah, they've used that for a couple of years, that template.
Yeah.
I know I've used it in the past with them. So yeah, it looks pretty smart and professional, I think.
Okay. You know the processing of volunteer documents. What does that mean? What are they going to get out of here? You're
Okay.
reviewing.
What I did this morning after I talked with you, I sent an email to the author, Tony Albert,
Yeah.
and asked him a few questions.
Yeah.
And the first one I asked was, who's the intended audience for this? Just to be absolutely sure. My thought, based on what I've heard so far, is this will be people at various branch locations who are either onboarding incoming volunteers or they're involved in the promotion of an existing volunteer to a new position.
But it's volunteer.
Yes.
So why wouldn't you put that right on number one?
Yep.
If I was trying to review this or file it, what is this? This is volunteer requirements or volunteer documentation or whatever,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So really, you want to name it that makes sense too.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm looking at it fresh. I don't know anything, but
that's fair game.
And what is the learning objective? It's to review what the required required documentation.
Yeah.
And when it says the processing, what does that mean?
I think what it means is when the documents are received, what do they do with
Reviewing the
them?
process. You're reviewing required and reviewing how to process.
Yeah.
So you see, to me, but I'm very picky, Gord. Like,
That's all right. You say
it should be a verb. If you're going to review the required documents, or really the module is so that people leave understanding what's required.
Okay, so
when you frame a learning outcome, what do you want to leave with? You want to leave know what is required documentation.
Sure.
Or not review, I don't think. So you want the people to, it's a backward thing. When they leave, they should know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And what is required and how to retention. Okay. And the other one is volunteer, what to do with the document, what is required and how.
I think that's probably talking about in the retention. Once you've got the documents, what do you do with them?
Oh. All right. So what is required is bad grammar.
So I'm going to put down.
So it should be what is required documentation or what are required documents. And it's called storage, really, isn't it?
Yeah. What is, you're saying the first one, what is required
documents? What are required documents or what is required documentation or what are required documents? It's grammar, right? Just, I can't help it. That's what it is. So what you want them to know is what are, so I wouldn't even put what are, I would put required document, understand required documents, how to process the document and how to store it. And then the dot, understand, then there's 3 dots, understand, dot, documentation,
Okay. Understand, colon,
that's right. So get rid of the bullet before understand.
yeah, make that basically a heading.
That's right. Required documents, process. I don't know whether that's really important. Is that what's covered here? Storage or managing storage.
Management of retired documents.
Yeah, so understand the and understand management. And then get rid of the other 2. Because you're not asking them to review it, they don't even know it. That's where, I think those are learning goals, but not the outcomes. So that's just how I would do it. So what you really want them to do is, what's the required documents for what? For volunteerism?
Yeah.
So I would put that for volunteers.
Yeah.
And management of the documents. That's really what the 2 things you're going to be talking about, isn't it?
Yep.
So there you go. There you go. Go. Keep going. It'll go under the dot.
Don't want to do that.
Here. Okay.
And
That's okay.
insert. For your bullets.
Go to home.
It's okay. Another way to do it here. Probably, yeah, right. Probably.
There it is.
There it
And
is.
then the dot, right?
Yeah. No.
It's okay, Gord. It'll go all into bullets now. Stick the bullet
There you
today.
go.
There you go. Okay. Perfect.
So I'm
That's
gonna put
better, isn't it?
Yeah. To understand.
Right. Isn't that clear?
Yeah. And if we keep, again, the notes here, the presenter notes at the bottom, yeah, I mean, that can be added to,
Yeah.
so it can be talked over. But in order to keep the slide simple and clean and clear, yeah.
Well, to me, if you know what those 2 things are, you'll know who's to do it and what to do, and right?
Yeah.
And I would just, because of the I would take the thing down, that little, it's a ball and a thing, and I'd push the things down a bit, the screen down, so it's a little bit more in the middle. Yeah. There.
Yeah. You know what?
You could even make it bigger if you wanted.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Perfect. There, much better. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you're on 2 now, right? 3?
Yeah, move to 3.
Okay, required. What's this, add a photo or graphic?
I'm not sure. I think it's just something to liven it up a bit.
Okay,
Maybe with
So-
an example of something.
so under insert, if you go to insert,
Yeah.
press that, and you see how it says picture?
Then you can add a picture.
All right, you can't have a picture. Go to online pictures.
Yeah.
Press there. And in yours, I don't know how old yours thing is. So where it says on Bing, put an
Yeah.
image in there. Why don't you put, I don't know, volunteer, see what they come up with a picture. There may be a little picture, See what happens. That's how I do it. Then I get images. See? It's obvious American, isn't it?
No kidding, yeah.
Mm. See if we
Oh,
get something that's not, that's just a person. What is this plate? This is called St. John Ambulance, right?
yeah,
Oh, look at that. There's good.
that will work.
Okay, now you can insert that. Eh? See? You got there. It looks nice.
Yeah.
You just put it over the words.
There.
Okay. Now you could even make it bigger, right? Well, yeah, perfect. Okay, required documentation.
Yep.
Application, police record check, entry training elements. I don't know what that means. Uh, I guess it means training attendance or training.
Yeah,
Why don't you just take away elements? It's training, right? They have to have a training program of some kind, right? I don't know if elements is clear. Emergency contact, perfect. What else do we need?
Yeah.
I'd even take out entry. The fewer the words, the better. They have to have, and it's redundant. What's there that you don't need? That's good. Now that's better, isn't it? Isn't it, Gord?
again, the voiceover will hit a lot of the points that are
Yeah,
included
but
here,
it
and that's
really
fine.
cleans up the visual.
Yep, 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 yep. Okay.
Next.
I will go into documentation.
Photo media release form. Okay, that's good.
Yep. Driver's
Driver's
abstract.
abstract. What does that mean?
Because some of them will be required to drive the organization's vehicles.
Is it got to do with insurance?
Yeah, it is. Basically, it's a copy of your driving history.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Mm,
yeah. And that's standard for any
Okay.
kind of position whereby
Photo
someone will be driving.
I'd put three. Put the word three. It makes it even three. It gets it in one. You know what I'm saying? There. See?
Hang on a sec.
I would just put probation. Annual evaluation. Uniform to volunteer agreement. Perfect. Okay, so I would stick in 3-month. What's a good picture we could put in there?
This is paper. This is forms. Design.
No, it won't work. Put in insert.
Inserts, whatever you want.
Yep.
Pictures.
Pictures, online pictures, because you're getting it from somewhere. You don't have to save, no. What you're going back to is insert online pictures, and they will find something.
Yeah.
So you go into online picture. Are you supposed to put the picture in here? Yeah, I would just put a picture of a form, like a picture of a person.
Yeah, I mean,
And underneath put ID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're gonna do that, eh?
Yeah, I'll have them,
Okay.
well,
next-
they're gonna see and hear this, so they'll
Yeah.
get the idea.
Okay.
Tony will get the idea. He's a smart
Yep.
guy.
Yep. I mean, this is pretty clear, this stuff.
Yeah.
This is program specific. So in other words, there's 4 programs?
Yeah, at least.
Okay, so I think it's too much on one page. I would separate the page. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah, this is very extremely busy.
So make that into 2 youth, like branch and provincial level volunteers, car seat, youth leadership. It should be on 1. So if you could cut the whole thing and put it on another, insert it into another new
Yeah,
slide,
it is, yeah.
that would be better. Just put continued.
That one.
And I would space out between the board and prevent the space between car seat, youth leadership.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take youth leadership out of there, put another new slide in.
I don't think you need to do, I would put orientation and then put the 3. Does that make sense? You've just repeated orientation 3 times. So I would put orientation.
Exactly right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Then you won't have to.
It makes good sense.
So you could even put that continued and then put orientation if you want, or put orientation at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know what SFCAC is, but they do.
Yeah, I don't know what those acronyms are. I asked what they were.
See, I think that's good enough. They don't, yeah. Right. Put orientation. And then the 3 bullets.
Yep.
And then bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And really it's, what is the word? What is it? Continued, continued, right?
Yeah.
Program specific. So it should be specific program. I don't even know why it says, just put program. Yeah, I don't know. Specific. It's not good grammar. That should just be continued and go to the first specific program, specific documentation. What they're meaning is each program has specific
documentation.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's clumsy, but it's correct.
Right. Yeah.
So okay. Oops.
I mean, it's good information, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could put a card, you could put a photo ID, whatever it is,
Oh, yeah.
but you want them to remember it,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, they have these things on file within the organization.
They may too. And if they had a form, Gord,
Yeah.
that would look like
Yeah.
whatever, like a car seat for you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I
I think that makes sense. They're saying each branch. So go back to the one before that. So you see all that word training? They need training. They need a certificate or trainings required, right? So it's SFA, BLSA certificate. Isn't it a certificate they need?
That I don't know. I know the next one, MFR, it's Medical First Responder
Oh, I see.
Training Course, with the
Right.
SFA and
Right.
BLS. I don't know what the
Right.
hell that is.
Yeah, yeah. I would, yeah. And therapy, like I would space it a bit. The space between the dog there, so that it's a little bit
Oh, wait, what do you mean between the
Yeah.
medical first
Give a
responder and the
space
dog?
below, like space it down.
What?
Just make a space between new member and therapy dog, so it's a bit of space between,
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
just to give it, it's, there are requirements for people now with training that they adjust to disabilities and ability, and certain font sizes have to be in place. Otherwise you're, you know,
Yeah, let me see if I can.
see, that's much better, isn't it? And I would just put a medical, a medical, like a, what do you call those people that do the first aid kind of thing?
Medical
Put a
first
picture
responder.
of first aid, or you could put the therapy dog, like just,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Medical first report, it's a first aid person, isn't it? Doesn't have to be everything. It just breaks it up, you know what I mean? And program-specific documentation, if you can lift that up a little bit to the higher, so there's a bit of space, it's very hard to, yeah. Perfect, see, much better,
okay.
perfect. And then I would put the title in the middle of the bar. It's all about easy on the, so you know what I mean? You see where it's pink there? You see where it's pink? Go to the, there. See?
Yep.
Just formatting. It's good stuff.
So I'm all on that. Yeah.
Here. Perfect. Okay. See, Gord, you don't need me.
Well, this is the easy stuff.
I know, but it's just, I can tell you from visually looking at things. I used to do feedback for professors at the med school. They'd have excellent slides, but sometimes they were too crammed or too much word. And it take for the people to take the notes down or pay attention, they're distracted by too much on the page.
Yeah.
Leadership promotion requirements. Police checkered with vulnerable section, an interview, references.
A lot of stuff here.
I think so. I don't know. I don't. I would get rid of any word you police records check. Isn't that for vulnerable sector? You don't need
Yeah, the vulnerable sector screening, I think, is a subsection of the police record check.
right. So if you just put a dash, get rid of the width and the screening, the person really will remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, because the acronym they use is the VSS, vulnerable sector screening. So I'm inclined to leave the screening in there.
Yeah. Okay.
But
you could put it there.
If we get a bit creative here.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
And then space them.
Yeah.
I don't know what, well, workplace health and safety. Okay. What does it mean, supervisor? Oh, to become a supervisor?
Don't know.
Okay. Well, mentorship, you don't even have to put down from experienced member
Yeah.
because I mean, it's redundant. So get rid of some of those words.
Absolutely is. A
Get rid-
mentor,
Yeah,
a mentor isn't experienced.
right. Right. You see where it's much better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would just pull it down a bit.
Both sides.
Yeah. Just a touch, just to make it a little bit visible, better for your eye. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So now the next one. Dr. Staff role. Staff record essential screening and trading items such as staff record. Oh, it's a record, right?
Yeah, this is what the staff do at various branches.
Oh, the staff record. Okay, you're looking at
The staff
the
role
role,
in
right?
documentation.
Right. So it's essential. Oh, I see. So they record. You don't need to say staff record. So the staff role is to record essential, isn't it? Record essential screening and training items.
Uh,
So they record items. I
you know
wouldn't
what? I'm gonna
get
take
rid
out-
of such as and
I'm
just put 2 dots under beside items. You don't need such as. Just put dot
yeah,
dot.
cool.
Give yourself some space and get rid of some of the words. Setting up the initial vault, including applicant. So their role is to, so they create the volunteer profile, right? Just put the word create. Get rid of all that extra word. So they create the initial profile. I don't even know if you need to say initial. Okay, initial training program, specific training. What does that mean? So they provide, right? So they provide the specific, I know what they're saying. They provide the training.
So it's initial
So
program
you put
specific training.
another verb. So they provide, uh, they provide the program training.
I don't know if the staff actually provides it, but they would organize it to
Yep.
happen.
Okay, so they're responsible for it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't say, all right. So get rid of create. I don't know who does the create the volunteer profile, but program, so it's training. What do they do? They record the essential screening and items item for specific program specific training. So you take away initial. It's unnecessary.
What,
Yeah,
initial for what, programming?
Yeah, they're the ones that provide or record it or screen it. They don't have to be the one doing it, but they're in charge of it, obviously. Change of role, I'm not sure what that means. Probably promotion. They're probably to record it. Recognition and awards.
Record change of role.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. And I would even take away create because you've got just nouns there, and then you've got, so they're screening and training items, or they're screening and retaining files for the volunteer profile, including the application. So you don't need to say create. So they're responsible for the volunteer. There, that's much better, don't you think?
You know what, I don't think we need this other box over here.
Well, you could add a picture.
Well, of what?
Um, Hmm. Well, they really keep the records is the bottom line, isn't it?
Yes, record keeping.
So if you wanted to put if you wanted to put in a picture, if you put recording or a file, you put a file in there, like an image, right? So really, they're keeping the records. To be honest, it's like a portfolio, really, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying insert group,
Hmm.
insert image of the file folder.
Or portfolio. Because that's really what they're doing.
Here's my suggestion for here is that, based on what we talked about this morning, is to put in a question.
Put
If
in
you
a
have a
question.
question, please email it to.
Or you could put review. What's the main role of staff? What are the main, what is the list of documentation required? So you just put the questions based on the module. Right?
Yeah. Again, this is a request for questions from the audience, basically.
So I would just put, so what do they do with the questions? Email it?
Yeah, my thought was, if you have questions,
Email? Yeah,
please email,
right,
please email your questions to
right.
questions. Okay.
Put a dash, please email to whoever.
I'm gonna have to answer that. Questions. Spell. Color.
Yeah, you're going to change the color, aren't you? Much better. I like that better. It's much clearer, you know.
Yeah. Um,
So leave questions and go to please, and then turn it to the left again.
I think the whole box moves when you do that.
See-
Ah,
I know, just go questions in the middle.
yeah, and then the whole thing.
Yep,
You know what?
there, perfect.
Oh, the way.
Okay, so you've done one now, Gord.
Okay, done one, but here's the part where you want to pick your brains. We've cleaned up basically the visuals on this. Yeah, how do we, and this is fairly straightforward
Yeah,
knowledge transfer, basically,
right.
is what it is. What do we do to improve the effectiveness, the efficiency of the learning process here? Is there anything we can do? Like, I'll use your suggestion of putting in at the end a request for questions. Anything else we do as we go through this that?
Well, I think, yeah, I think, I don't know how much they would have questions here, but at the beginning, as you're watching the video, if that's what it's going to be, Please have a paper and pen in hand to raise any questions so that you can go back yourself or you can send in. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Before you begin, I would put preparation or something like that.
Yes.
Please have a paper in hand so you can take notes and jot down any questions. I would put preparation there. And then under the section after the word presentation, I would add a little symbol from a picture of a journal, like where a pen and a pencil or something, just a little something on the page there. You don't remember how to do the insert?
Yeah. See.
Online pictures? Be online.
Okay, let's not.
No, go back.
Get rid of this. Pictures.
It's online pictures, the next one.
You're
See?
right.
Yep. So put down journal. Let's see what comes up. There you go. See? Perfect. So you stick the pencil and the pen. You can go down, pick whatever one you want.
This is the simplest one. You know.
I wouldn't use yellow.
Nah, it's not simple.
Which one do you like?
Yeah, they don't get too fancy.
Huh? Yeah, they're getting too fancy. How about the one at the far right there?
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking
All right, insert. No, go back, press, insert, and it will go on your page, and then all you do is size it down slow. See, that's all there is to it. It just adds a little bit of something, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Please have paper and pen available to make notes or record questions for follow-up. It leaves it to them. right? Perfect. It's much simpler.
Yep.
They don't want to waste, that's the other thing. You don't want to waste time. Like people don't like wasting time. Right? Simpler the better. Okay.
Okay. Uh,
What do you think? Does this kind of clean it up a little bit?
It cleans it up. Certainly does. Um, what it does is going to rely more upon the voiceover, which is
Right,
fine.
right, right.
Which
But
is
that
good.
should be pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, this is just pretty straightforward
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
should be pretty simple to do that. This one here is, I'm sure we've got all kind of, the organizations, all kind of pictures of people in uniform, the whole bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But it gives them an idea. They can change that,
oh,
you know?
absolutely.
There's no. Okay, but this is a lot better. You see, when you put 3-month probationary, like when you use a number under 10, it's much better to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do another one now.
Kind of, the suggestion is to hold off and do the other one. The next one we want to do is going to be a live interactive one.
So you're saving this one, right?
Yeah. Now what I should probably do, stop the recording now.
Mm-hmm.